Hey there, 5-minute video. Listen, I just watched a little bit of a video clip where someone was talking about house church, and I understand that a lot of people have really negative experiences with house church, and I'm sorry about that. And I know there are a lot of them out there that are, frankly, just really bad. And especially if you go into one and it's just the same exact thing you experienced in traditional church, but it's just shrunk down to the living room, right? But there's still some guy telling you what to do and some guy doing all the teaching every week, and everything is, still very driven by a doctrine or denominationalism or, just kind of the same old thing. I feel your pain if that's what you're going through, right? But just imagine for a second. Imagine you could walk into a house church, okay? And when you walk in the room, you see a bunch of people that are happy. They're not angry. They're not disgruntled. They're not bitter. They're happy and they're laughing and they're joyful and they love one another. They're just, hugging each other and loving each other and laughing together and having a great time together. And actually, when you first get there, you don't even know who's in charge, who's the boss, who's the pastor, who's the leader, who's the elder, who's the deacon. You don't know. You just see a bunch of people who love one another. And because everyone's equally honored, everyone's equally given space and place to express themselves, to share what they have of Jesus. And so you come together, and then you all sit down together. People start just, bowing their heads, and then they all just start talking about Jesus one at a time, just telling Jesus how much they love him, telling Jesus how marvelous he is, reading scriptures about how amazing Jesus is. This just goes on for 15, 20 minutes. And then people start sharing things that God has given them during the week, or they start spontaneously just worshiping Jesus in song, and other people join in and start singing together. And suddenly you recognize the leader. There he is. I see the leader. I know who's in charge of this meeting. I know who leads this church. It's Jesus. And you have the most beautiful, wonderful experience in the presence of brothers and sisters in Christ who equally love one another and equally love Jesus, and gather around him as their focus. They're being nourished by the Spirit. They're being freely encouraged to use their gifts. No one is driving an agenda. No one is talking about anything that has to do with division or dividing people on you believe the wrong way, you act the wrong way, you don't vote the right way, you don't think the way I do about these scriptures, or that isn't anywhere on the table. But it's simply only always about Jesus. Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be refreshing? And I'm telling you, it's taken about several years, and after 10 years of being involved in organic church, it's really the best thing I've ever done with the word church on it. And we are now experiencing exactly what I'm describing to you. A beautiful, Jesus-centered expression of what it means to be the church. And not only do I want people who aren't experiencing house church to get that and get excited about that and maybe even start moving in that direction, I want to encourage people who are doing house church. I think there's people doing house church, and that isn't anywhere close to their experience. They don't even know what that's like. What I just described to you right there sounds like a fantasy. They can't even imagine how their house church could even get to that place. And if that's you, and you're in a house church group, and you want your house church group to get to that place, would you please contact me? Would you let me know? I'll get on the phone with you. We'll Skype. I'll do whatever it takes to help you and help your house church family begin to experience life together like I just described. Because I think not only is it beautiful, and not only is it awesome, and not only is it possible, I think that is actually exactly what Jesus wants his body to be like all the time, every time. That is exactly the picture that we see of the expression of ecclesia in the New Testament. And my gosh, if you're not experiencing that, if I can help you do that, I would love to do it. I'm not going to charge you a dime. I just would be so thrilled to know that I had a hand in helping anybody, any church family, begin to experience Jesus like that when they come together. That excites me. And I hope it encourages you, and I hope it gives you a vision and excitement about something amazing that you could experience with Jesus and with your house church family in the future. God bless you. Hope you have a great day, and hopefully we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.